the first one is called, it's got a fancy title. It's Absorption of Cessation of Gross Conceptual Thoughts. Get a prize if you can remember that by the end of the evening. Absorption of Cessation of Gross Conceptual Thoughts. That's actually its fancy title, but it's also known as turning the mind to wood. It's a kind of like emergency triage for an unhappy mind. If we find our mind is very out of control, very deluded, very upset, then typically we do, a lot of breathing meditations and so on, and that can work. But if our mind is really not responding, as it were, then this meditation is quite powerful for just switching off unhappy thoughts. It also has the benefit of allowing us to absorption of cessation of gross conceptual thoughts. As its name suggests, we absorb through this meditation into a kind of deeper, more concentrated level of awareness. And that more sort of more peaceful, concentrated state is naturally very peaceful. So we can say the aim of this meditation is to let go of all our gross conceptual thoughts. And the purpose of that is to experience kind of like our formless awareness, which is naturally peaceful. But we're going to switch our focus from all the things we're normally thinking about, the objects of our mind, to the mind itself. So this month we're going to be pivoting from thinking about the objects of our mind, like all the things we think about, like breakfast and politics and the weather and mountains and all these things which are objects of our mind. We're going to pivot from that to thinking about our awareness itself, what's aware of these objects. Does that make sense? So, if you look in a mirror, normally if we look in the mirror, we're looking at our big round face and thinking, am I remotely acceptable to go outside at this point? Or will everyone freak out? At least that's what I think. No, I don't really. So anyway, we're kind of like looking at the face in the mirror. And that's like looking at the object of our mind. This is typically where we put our focus. We're very, just through habit, we're externally focused. But imagine, if you're looking in the mirror and you start paying more attention to the mirror itself, the reflective surface or the reflective mirror, the reflector, as it were, rather than the reflected. That the mirror, that the face is appearing because of the mirror, isn't it? It's the only way it appears, it's the only way we perceive it, is because the mirror. But normally we give no thought to the mirror, we just look at the face. But if we kind of shift our perspective from the face in the mirror to the mirror that's kind of like reflecting that face. The meditation on the mind is a bit like that. It's like we're shifting our focus from what we are thinking about, as it were, to what we're thinking with. And we start to understand what our mind is, what our consciousness is, which until now we haven't given much thought. So therefore, this is quite revolutionary in some ways, this meditation, in many ways, in fact. When we start shifting, we start to see that our mind is a formless awareness that is also naturally peaceful. Doesn't feel peaceful a lot of the time because we are churning it up with our delusions, with our uncontrolled, unpeaceful thoughts. But its nature is peaceful. And when we can drop our distractions and drop our problems and drop our gross conceptual thoughts, then we start to get a taste, just a taste of that peace. Just a taste to begin with. Don't be perfectionist about any of these meditations. It's a process, right? Go get used to these meditations. But there's a taste of like, oh, there's a little bit of peace there in my heart. That's good. It's relief. And you can think, well, actually, there's a lot more where that comes from. So in this meditation, what we're going to do is I'm going to guide you through it, and we're going to spend a little bit of time just gathering inwards, and then I'm going to ask you, I'm going to guide you into your heart. So I'm going to try and be centered in our heart, not in our head. And then I'm going to ask you to, as it were, turn your mind towards, stop thinking about anything, stop perceiving anything, stop experiencing anything. You do this by thinking my mind has become an inanimate object, like a piece of wood or a rock or stone. It's just become completely inanimate. I can't think, I can't feel, I can't experience. I've switched off all my thoughts. Don't worry, by the way, you'll be able to switch your mind back on again. You'll be only too happy to get switched back on again. For the purpose of this meditation, you're switching it off. A bit like switching off the TV, and all the images, everything just goes away. So we're just switching off our thoughts, thinking I'm just an inanimate object like a piece of wood or a stone. We stay there for a little while. And then from there, we get guided into this kind of feeling of absorption, a bit more peaceful, pivot to thinking about the empty clarity of our formless awareness. Okay, and I'm going to guide you through it. And as I said, please don't be perfectionist. Don't grasp at any results or anything. Please just enjoy trying out this meditation. Meditation is meant to be enjoyable. If you're not enjoying it, you're not doing it right. That's all I'm going to say. So it's really the most enjoyable thing we could possibly do, because we are accessing with meditation, its function is to bring about mental peace. All meditations make our mind more peaceful. So if our mind is not becoming more peaceful, it's not the meditation, it's because we don't know what we're doing. So, no grasping at results, just very relaxed. Okay, so we can begin sitting in a comfortable position. Just relaxing into a good meditation posture, which mainly means that our back is straight, if we can. Not rigid, relaxed, but straight. Sitting up straight. This helps us stay alert. Our head is tilted a little forward. Our eyes lightly closed, or if we prefer, just slightly open. Our mouth lightly closed. Your tongue can be resting on the roof of your mouth. And just breathing through your nose. Breathing normally. Your hands are resting in your lap, or wherever is comfortable. Your feet, if you're on a chair, flat on the floor, or you can sit in cross-legged posture. So please just become aware of how you're sitting. Scan your body. Feel that you've drawn your awareness into your body. All that's appearing is your body. You can imagine that everything outside of your body has dissolved away. Into clarity, into empty space, all around in all directions. Just imagine. So all that remains is your body suspended in empty space. And you can become aware of any feelings of tension or strain in your body. Notice where you're holding yourself tightly. For example, in your hands. And you can imagine that all this tension falls away. All the weight falls away from your body. And your body melts into light. From your crown to your toes, becoming completely hollow and translucent. I think my body is made of light. I could pass my hand through it. It's as weightless as a feather, as if it's floating. So comfortable, I'm hardly even aware that it's there. Just enjoy this for a little while. So now we can relax and unwind our mind. Feel as though you've dropped from your head into the center of your chest, your heart chakra. And in your heart is an immense space, a luminosity, like a clear sky. Your root awareness. Buddha said that our mind, our awareness is like a vast empty sky, limitless, because it's formless. It has no shape or size or boundaries. Just imagine. Let go of external objects, thinking about external objects. to absorb more into this peaceful clarity of our own mind. Stop thinking about anything. Stop perceiving anything. I think my mind has become a block of wood. Mind is completely inanimate. As I have switched off all my thoughts, like switching off the TV. If any thoughts are still arising, we simply don't engage them because we can't think, we're inanimate. My mind is just a block of wood. Stay like this for a little while. Now, think that all my conceptual thoughts, especially all my worries and so on, like water bubbles, have dissolved back into the water from whence they arose. My thoughts are formless awareness, part of my mind. These bubbles have dissolved into the water of my awareness. Just imagine. And as a result, a more subtle, deeper level of awareness emerges. formless awareness that is very peaceful. Free from agitation, distortion, conceptual thought. Just bare awareness. I feel as though we absorb into this peaceful clarity. That's all that is appearing to us. And we're mixed with it. You're enjoying, simply enjoying any peace that has arisen, even if it's just a tiny bit. Giving ourselves permission to just enjoy. And pausing in the pursuit of happiness to simply feel happy in our heart. This peace, however slight, however small, is the nature of my own mind. My mind is naturally peaceful. And I allow all the distortions, the conceptual fears to die down. I start to experience this peace. If I learn to master my mind, there is no end to the peace I can experience from within. Please meditate on this understanding for the rest of the meditation. And very gently, without rushing, And emerge from your meditation.